What is happening, YouTube and weight loss warriors? It's your boy C-Dub, and I'm back with another video. Today I want to talk to you guys about BMI. Three letters that we're all familiar with, and I'm going to tell you guys whether or not it really matters after this. Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy C-Dub. For those of you that don't know me, I lost 125 pounds using the OMED method of intermittent fasting. And today I want to talk to you about BMI and if it matters. See, because we all get the BMI thing all the time, and we don't really understand whether or not BMIs are accurate, whether or not they matter, what their deal is. So I'm going to break it down, and I'm going to do it right now. So here's the deal. So you take BMI, well, let's start with where did it start? It actually started, it was created by a mathematician that was in France over 200 years ago. He had nothing to do with the study of weight in any way, shape, fashion, or form. He was trying to study normal man, and so he came up with a calculation of your weight in kilograms divided by your height in meters. And that's how he came up with BMI. And so he made a little normal range and whatever so that he could study what, quote, the normal man was. Well, later on, and this is where my keto people out there, you can throw me a comment down below because you guys are going to know him all too well. Ansel, I do believe is how he pronounces his name, Keys, which is probably the most influential person when it comes to the way that we eat and the way that we do things in our diet. He's the one that came up with fat being bad, and he did the 7-country studies. If you don't know about all that stuff, you can research it, but he did a bunch of research that, well, looks like was bad research way back in the day, but he was the only one doing it, so because he was the only one doing it, everybody took off and believed in it. It's one of the reasons why I tell you guys all the time when you throw Dr. Such and Such says this, I'm like, that's one doctor. Does he have peer-reviewed science behind what he's saying? Because that's a whole different ballgame. And it seems like Ansel was doing his thing, and people just jumped on board and said, he knows what he's doing because we never did it, and they followed suit, and it kind of put us in the mess we're in today. So, and what happened with Ansel is he did a report, one of his research papers, and he used the BMI. And he changed the name to the Body Mass Index. And it took off from there, and people have been using it ever since. So, you know, it's now really, the BMI is 200 years old, but it's what a doctor refers to as healthy or unhealthy. And so the question that I said at the beginning is, does it matter? And this is the thing, 80% of the time it does, but 20% of the time it doesn't. So how do we distinguish between the two, and how do we know when it does matter and when it doesn't matter, and what you should be thinking? So I want to give you guys a quick example so that you can kind of wrap your head around it. So if I put two people right here in front of you, one of them let's call Chip, the other one we're going to call Jim, right? So Chip and Jim both weigh 185 pounds. They're both 5'11". So according to their BMI, they would be in the normal range. So the normal range says 25% body fat is how they calculated that. And again, it's an estimate. So I could have these two guys next to me standing here, and Chip could have 22% body fat easily, while Jim has 28 or even 30%. The difference in the two of them is muscle and muscle mass. One guy goes to the gym, he played sports, he did all of that stuff, he's been active. The other guy played video games his whole life. They weigh the same thing. They're the same height, but their composition is vastly different. So in reality, the one guy is in the normal range, the other one is actually obese with his body fat percentage. So we really need to go by body fat percentage. So there's ways to do that, like getting dipped in the pool and whatever else, but the big thing is the DEXA scan now. The DEXA scan, it is what people do to do a body mass index. I think I really want to get mine done. Maybe I can find a place this summer, and while I'm not in school, and head over there and get it done and bring the camera with me so you guys could see how that turned out, have the guy read to me what my body fat percentage is, and go over all those things. But it's a very interesting thing because you can just look strictly at the BMI, even today, where I'm at 186 and I've already lost 125 pounds. Technically, depending on which BMI calculator I put that into, some of them say I'm overweight. One of them, I did about 8. One of them said I was obese. So you can kind of see where it can go any direction on that. But the bottom line is I don't lack in muscle. I have been around weight room. I've been around wrestling practice. I've got a big chest. I've got a decent amount of muscle on me. So the chances are, if I do a DEXA scan, I'm not in the obese or even overweight range, that I'm more in the normal range. Where my father, which is 5'11", so he's 2 inches taller than me, he weighs 157 pounds. But I can almost guarantee you our body fats are similar. We both wear 32-inch pants. So we're probably in the same neighborhood, but I have vastly more muscle than he has on my body at this time in my life. So my weight is going to naturally be higher than his. And I think that that's kind of where you got to look at this. But this is where I want everybody to take a pause and really take the insightful thinking. It's not a matter of whether or not it's right or wrong. And it's not a matter of whether or not you fall in the obese or the overweight and how much muscle you have. The bottom line is, when we're talking about morbid obesity, and I got it right over here. So they have class 2 obesity is 30 to, class 1 is 30 to 35. Class 2 obese is 35 to 40. And anything higher than 40% is morbidly obese. When I went into the knee doctor a year and a couple of months ago to schedule my surgery, he said he would not do surgery on me because I was at a BMI above 40. I think he said 42 was where he would do the surgery. And I was above that. Well, when I run that back and look at the paperwork, I was actually at 49 and a half. Almost 50% of my entire mass was body fat. It's considered in the morbidly obese range. So I was in the morbidly obese range 13, 14 months ago. So I want you to understand that there is nothing good about that. There is no I have a lot of muscle. There is no I weigh more because of whatever excuse you want to put down in the line. If you're falling in the stage 2, if you're falling in the morbid obesity, if you're even in the stage 1 obesity, it is time to take action. It is time to get your life back. Your chances of diabetes, heart disease, cancer, the list goes on and on, stroke, yada, 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 increases exponentially every single time you move into a new category. So even as just an overweight individual, you are at an increased risk of all these things. When you get to obese, you're increasing that. And when you get to morbid obesity, it's tenfold, guys. You're going to end up in serious health problems. So when you take your BMI and you look at it, you do got to take it with a grain of salt, especially you people that have been working hard, that have been doing all the things that you needed to do. And you're sitting in that, just at that overweight range. And you're like, I don't feel overweight. I feel okay. Also, guys, I want to mention this for all you people out there that are worried about their health and want to get their things back together, that a 40-inch waist is key. It's been proven that anyone with a 40-inch or higher waist is exponentially higher risk for diabetes, heart disease, stroke, all of it. If your waist is over 40 inches, it is time to do something about it, guys. Don't sit idle by. I'm begging you. It's not as difficult as you think if you find the right protocol, if you do the work, if you live the right kind of life. You can get out of this situation. You can reverse everything that's going on wrong in your life, but don't sweat the BMI that much. Guys, remember real quick too, beautiful thing, another example I saw, a beautiful thing, they DEXA scanned this girl and she came in and she left and they DEXA scanned her again 6 months later and she was working out like a racehorse. And so what was interesting is she got on the scale and she said she was a little bit frustrated because she had lost 23 pounds and they had told her she had about 30 pounds of body fat to lose. So going into the scan, she was like, I swear I was at the gym every day. I was lifting weights. I did everything I was supposed to do. And the guys ran the DEXA scan again and she lost 45 pounds of fat. She lost 45 pounds of fat. She was supposed to lose, 25, and she only lost 22 pounds. But in reality, 45 pounds of fat moved on her. The rest was all muscle gain. So her metabolism is now increased. Her energy level increased. She reversed all of her risks for diseases. And she didn't think she lost enough weight. And that is why, once again, guys, I warn you over and over and over again, measure yourself. Measure yourself. Your waistline matters. Get it under 40 inches. Get yourself moving. If you put on a little muscle and you take down a little fat and you end up even, you think the scale's not moving, it's moving. Your weight is moving. Your body is changing. You are becoming more healthy. Get rid of the fat around your waist, guys. Do it. Do it for your family. Do it for longevity. Do it for anything. Don't sweat the BMI, but don't ignore it either. Don't be that guy that says, oh, well, BMI is garbage. I can be considered obese and I'm fine. I can be stage 2 obesity and it doesn't matter. It matters. It matters when you have too much body fat, guys. Get it under control. Stay healthy. Get rolling, guys. I got your back. If you need anything, let me know. Comment down below. Like and subscribe, guys. I appreciate all of you, man. And then, if you're a true weight loss warrior, man, share something on your social media that I've done and tag me in it so I can DM you and thank you, guys. I appreciate each and every single one of you. I'm here for you. Leave me a comment so I can get back at you. I'll catch you on the next one.